Welcome to Ordinary to Badass, episode number 399. Just because you failed doesn't mean you're not qualified. What if I told you that failing a promotion doesn't mean you're unqualified? It just means you're on the right path. Listen to this episode and I'll prove it to you. Okay, so something that I want to cover this week. What felt ordinary? What felt badass? Now, I don't even know. A lot felt ordinary. Just everyday life. What's been going on with me? Man, I thought this was going to be an easy new segment. What felt ordinary? What felt badass? Why am I struggling here? This week, what felt ordinary to me is the grind of everyday life, the grind of going to work, trying to get steps in. Something that I haven't told you about is the Camino de Santiago. I'm getting ready to walk that for 2 weeks and I'm so stinking excited. So I've been walking a ton. So just like that's what I've been doing every day is just walking and working and yeah, watching my nephews in the morning because it's back to school time. So I've been doing that and taking them to school. So that's felt very ordinary, right? Yeah, just the normal things. What felt badass this week? So I have to tell you, I am not great about sharing about my podcast. I tell you guys not to be humble, to like share, brag about your stuff, right? And I do think that's true, but sometimes I need to take my own advice. And so we went to a barbecue with my friend Andy Vargo, Own Your Awkward or Awkward Career on Instagram. Check him out. But we went to a barbecue and he started talking about his podcast. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, tell me about it. And it was with a bunch of my coworkers. And so he was telling them about his podcast and they asked him who guests were. And then he said me. I hadn't told them about my podcast. Here's the thing. I work with mostly men. My audience isn't men. It's primarily women, right? Like, of course, men want to listen. I more than encourage it, but I just assume in my brain, since I'm talking mostly to women, that that's all that listens. So, crazy thing, then I had somebody come and tell me what an impact my podcast made, and that made me feel freaking happy. So it reminded me, like, yeah, that's badass. That's cool. I'm making an impact. I'm making a difference. And then, like, it's a mix of the ordinary and the badass, right? Like, I feel like it's so ordinary and I don't go out and promote my stuff or tell people about it. And then, like, oh, yeah, it is. It's badass and it can make an impact. It can make a difference. So that's my reminder to you this week is to talk about your stuff. Talk about what you're going through. Talk about your wins. And at work, promote your wins, promote the good things you're doing to your boss. It is not braggy, but if people don't know about it, how can they celebrate you? How can they promote you if they don't know about all the wins, all the good things you're doing? So I'm trying to take my own advice here, and I need to start talking about my podcast more and more, even if it's to men, because you know what? I have a message to share with the world, and it's important. And so that was just kind of a reminder to me, like, no, Marie, speak up. All right, let's get to the episode.
Be confident, be bold, be authentic, but don't forget to take action. This is Ordinary to Badass, where our stories empower women to step into the spotlight of their own lives and pursue what they're truly passionate about. It's time to step into the arena and become more than just extraordinary. It's time to become a badass with your host, Marie Sonneman.
Hey, badass, and welcome back to the Ordinary to Badass podcast. Today, we're diving into something that I know so many of us wrestle with: failure. Specifically, those gut punch moments when you don't get the promotion that you worked your butt off for. I hate that feeling. It sucks, if I'm being honest. But here's the truth. It doesn't define you. Just because you failed or didn't get the promotion doesn't mean that you're not qualified. And let me say that again. And let me say that again. Failure does not equal unqualified. And me, I've got the receipts to prove it. And look, I failed more promotional opportunities than I've passed. That's just facts. That very first promotion for detective, let me tell you how it almost didn't happen. I took the test 3 times. The first 2 times I did not pass. And here's how our process works. After you test, depending on how well you did and if you pass, then you go on a list for 2 years. You have a written test and then you have a live, like role playing type test you do. So the third time I made it and I went on a list for 2 years. In my name, it was hanging on by a thread, only 2 weeks before the list expired. At that point, I was exhausted. I promised myself I am never doing this again. I'm not going to go through this process again. It's too much work to just maybe get promoted, maybe have a chance. And then I got the call, promotion to detective. Here's what I want you to catch. I almost gave up. I almost let one failure define me. And I've seen so many other people do the same thing, and it drives me bonkers. They take it personal when they don't get promoted. They think it means they're not cut out for leadership. And let me tell you, fast forward to today, I'm the only female lieutenant in a department of nearly 700 people. Do you think anybody cares how many times I failed to get there? Nope, not at all. Most of the time, actually, I hear how smart I am, which makes me laugh because I struggle like crazy with testing. The only difference between me and them, I didn't give up. Now, maybe if I wouldn't have got promoted that first time, I would have given up. But that just helped me realize, like, keep going. And I've failed many times since then, right? But that's not an indicator of being unqualified. It's not an indicator of your worth. And I want you to know this isn't just my life story, it's a universal one. Some of the most iconic women that we admire, they failed hard before they ever succeeded. Think Elle Woods. She got laughed out of Harvard before she came back and won her case. Or Oprah, who literally got fired for being unfit for TV. I say that in quotes in case you're not watching the video portion. Can you even imagine? Like, that blows my mind. Failure isn't the end. It's part of the story. It's what gets you the success. And you know what? The same goes for you. So I want to give you some real life examples. In case you still don't believe me and you're still doubting, let's rapid fire through some badass women who were told no and they rewrote their story. Oprah Winfrey. She was fired from her first TV anchor job, and she became one of the most powerful women in media. J.K. Rowling. She was rejected by 12 publishers before Harry Potter became a phenomenon. Can you even imagine that? Like how popular Harry Potter was, and yet she was denied over and over again? Ariana Huffington. Her second book was rejected 36 times. She went on to build a media empire. Vera Wang failed to make the US Olympic skating team. She got rejected at Vogue and she launched a $600 million fashion brand. Beyoncé, she lost Star Search. Do you remember Star Search? I remember watching it back in the day. It was a big thing. But she had girl group failures. And you know what? She came back to be one of the most awarded artists ever. She has like a crazy following, people that are like fanatic about her, or like, I don't know if that's the right word, fanatic. Avid fans. We'll go with that. Katy Perry. She was dropped from 3 record labels before breaking through. Madonna, she was fired on day one from Dunkin' Donuts, and she was rejected from dance companies. She became the queen of pop. And Lady Gaga, she was dropped by Def Jam Records. She is now one of the best-selling artists in history. Anna Wintour, fired from Harper's Bazaar and became Vogue's legendary editor-in-chief. Sara Blakely. Sara, she failed the LSAT twice. Sold fax machines, got rejected from countless manufacturers. She built a $1 billion empire. And let's not forget, last but not least, Jamie Kern Lima. She pitched her makeup brand over 100 times and got told no over and over again. But she didn't quit. Eventually, QVC gave her a shot. She sold out in 10 minutes and later sold It Cosmetics to L'Oreal for $1.2 billion. All because she didn't quit. She didn't give up. She didn't let no stop her. So here's the lesson. Failure isn't proof you're not qualified. It's proof you're in the arena. It's proof you're trying, building, experimenting. It's proof that you have resilience. You are a badass. Imagine if Jamie Kern Lima had taken all of those no's as a sign that she wasn't good enough. She'd have never built a billion-dollar brand. Your failed attempt does not disqualify you. It actually makes you even stronger. And if you keep showing up, those failures, they become part of your winning story. My badass friend, if this is resonating with you, if you've ever felt stuck after a setback or passed over from a promotion, you need to know this. You don't have to wait until you're perfect to go for the next role. And that's why I created my new course, How to Get the Promotion You Deserve and Thrive as a Leader. It's a step-by-step playbook to help you leverage the skills that you already have. Show up with confidence and finally land that leadership role without burning out or even second guessing yourself. And once you do land it, you're going to thrive. Failing once, heck, even 10 times, it doesn't make you unqualified. Quitting does. So if you're ready to stop holding yourself back and finally claim the leadership role that you've been working for, then I'll put the link in the description of the episode. Definitely click on it, enroll today, or you can DM me course at Ordinary to Badass on Instagram. Just the word course, that's all you have to send me, and I will send you the link. You've got what it takes. Don't let a failed attempt tell you otherwise. And with that, we'll end our show. To all the badass women out there staying in the arena, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, own it and get after it.
Now that you've listened to this episode of Ordinary to Badass, we want to hear from you. Go to our website, ordinarytobadass.com/podcast, and submit your own experience on how you took your life from ordinary to badass and get the chance to be on a future spotlight episode of the show. That's ordinarytobadass.com/podcast. While you're waiting for the next episode of the show, get back in the arena.